This is the Sony SW-5 subwoofer. Let's take a look to see whether the added sonic value of this SW-5 justifies its relatively steep price tag. Now, one of the drawbacks of soundbars today, even as they become much more technologically and sonically advanced, is their generally poor low resonant response. So there's really no denying the benefit of adding a discrete standalone subwoofer to any soundbar setup. Hell, to any home theater setup for that matter. Now, Sony has provided two potential subwoofer options for their latest soundbar offerings in the smaller SW3 and their top-of-the-line SW5. The SW5 is an extremely prominent subwoofer, as you can see here, designed with what Sony's calling their omnidirectional black block concept. This thing is heavy. It weighs over 28 pounds, and as you can see, it's about 16 inches tall, 11 inches wide, and almost 17 inches deep. So it's very difficult to hide in any room if you're trying to be inconspicuous with your home theater setup. However, as visible and hefty as the SW5 is, the design and build are premium. The sides here are enrobed in this leather-ish textured material that is both plush and happily fingerprint resistant. Now, the mesh on the front grille mimics the design cues from Sony's flagship soundbar, the HTA-7000, while the glass onyx material that anchors the bottom of the unit provides a stark contrast to the rest of the subwoofer. Thankfully, the setup for this SW5 is stupid simple. Connecting to an A5000, A7000, or the HTA9 is seamless. Simply turn on any of these units, power on the SW5, and wait for its green light to turn on. And 5 seconds later, the SW5 is fully paired. Now, if you run into issues with this auto pairing, which I've never run into, there is still a manual option that you can enable through the setup menu of your soundbar of choice. Once this one-time pairing has occurred, the SW5 now automatically turns on and off with your soundbar. So goodbye multiple remotes. It uses the green light indicating that it is on and connected. One note, however, that if you didn't pre-purchase the SW5 concurrently with your soundbar and you've already performed Sony's sound field optimization, you will have to re-optimize upon making a successful connection. As Sony's flagship subwoofer offering to complement its flagship soundbar, the A7000, and its most advanced speaker system, the HTA9, my expectations going in with the SW5 were at an all-time high. By and large, the SW5 delivered on all of those expectations. Sony didn't bother with the subtlety on the SW5. This bad boy is big, it is bold, and in one word, it is simply thunderous. Now, it is not without its caveats, to be fair. Subwoofers in this price range generally give you the ability to decide what frequency you want to roll off to the subwoofer, which generally sits in the 40 to 100 Hz range. Some subwoofers even have the ability to let you choose a music or movie signature mode as a more general means to select the frequency range where the sub will take over. And even more class-leading audiophile-centric subwoofers will have phase controls that actually let you time the subwoofer with the main speakers themselves. Unfortunately, the SW5 does not give you that level of granular control. You are kind of stuck with what Sony has predicated, and as is typical for most mainstream sound profiles, that means a boomier bass signature rather than a tight controlled one. I have nothing against it, and it suits my listening style and the genres I enjoy perfectly well. Just be aware that you are somewhat pigeonholed to those settings, as there isn't a robust equalizer feature on any of the higher end Sony sound systems. Now, if you've been watching my other reviews, and if you have been, please like and subscribe. I typically put these test units through my typical gauntlet of movie scenes to really ascertain how far they can go and what will make a good showcase of its capabilities. The attack on Arrakis from the movie Dune has been one of my recent favorites to flex the LFE. The SW5 did a great job handling the low-level hum and rumbling of the flying ornithopters and the bombastic explosions as the Harkonnens laid siege to Arrakis. The bass was punchy without getting distorted, and punctuated hits were clean and crisp without ever getting rattly. Moreover, the SW5's performance on music was just as stellar. Firing up high-res tracks on Tidal with a ton of inherent bass proved to be no issues. Bass localization and roll-off was smooth and seamless while maintaining good tonal accuracy. I did start to feel a little hamstrung without an EQ to really dial in the settings, but that's a generally niche nitpick. Overall, the SW-5 is an essential part of Sony's flagship soundbar system, and I've complained on more than one occasion, check out those complaints over here, that the SW-5 should have simply been bundled with the A5000, A7000, HT-A9, hell, maybe even the Quad as purchase options. I dare say that the SW-5 allows those systems to reach their utmost potential and quite honestly makes buying those systems less palatable at their current price points without this SW-5. I get it, it adds more dollars to the price tag, but if you're in for a penny on those soundbars' current price points, you're probably in for a pound for getting the most out of them by adjoining the SW-5. Now, Sony understood that they had to keep pace with their newest home theater offerings by providing the best subwoofer experience to complement them. And they did exactly that with the SW-5. And if your budget can swing it, I say the Sony SW-5 is an absolute must if you're building out a Sony-based soundbar home theater setup. Let me know in the comments section if the SW-5 is a subwoofer you would consider, and like this video if you found it helpful, dislike it if you're a hater, and check out my Sony home theater reviews here and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and I will check you next time. Peace.